talk show with a Christian view. With your host, Nikki B. Featuring open discussion, event spotlight, and special guests. Tune in weekdays 3 times a day. Wake up for the morning show at 7 a.m. Tune in for the midday show at 3:30 p.m. And ride home with the evening show at 6 p.m. And Saturdays at 10 a.m. The Guts Gospel Show. Guts Gospel Show. With your host, Nikki B. Gospel United to Save. Tune in, call in, and log in. Let's talk about it, laugh about it, and pray about it with Nikki B. Right here on this station. Tune in online and listen to it on the internet. www.gutsay.webs.com. It's the Guts Gospel Show. Gospel United to Save. A variety talk show with a Christian view.
This commercial is sponsored by Rhythm and Gospel Networks. We're replacing the blues with the good news.
Yeah, we're replacing the blues with the good news, and we hope that you are tuned in to Guts, Gospel United Save, bringing the information needed for transformation within South Florida and all over the world. A variety talk show with a Christian point of view, hoping that you will have the guts to tell somebody about Jesus. Maybe you heard me talking about a couple things. Maybe you'd like to wish somebody a happy new year. I don't know. Maybe you've got something on your mind that you'd like to share. The number to call to join in the conversation, to share your thoughts, to ask for prayer is 877-217-5375. That's 877-217-5375. Toll-free number within the continental United States. And we do thank God for all of you listening to us wherever you are in the whole wide world. Thank God for stopping into the website on gutsay.com. That's Gutsay, gutsay.com. We are delighted to be able to share with you all and to be able to engage with you all. So we hope that you will engage with us. Do want to let you know that on tonight, 9:30 p.m., that is December 31st, 9:30 p.m. at the Fort Lauderdale Church of God in Christ. That's Fort Lauderdale Multicultural Church of God in Christ. With the senior pastor is Pastor Roger A. Grimes. We're going to be having our traditional watch night services, and then after that at 1 a.m. following the watch night services, we'll have our after praise, and DJ Device is going to be there and various others, and we hope that you will join us for that and be a part of what's going on. Looks like we've got a caller. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Okay. As a child of God, every day is a struggling and a walk that you have to walk, and I'm just so thankful that His purpose was for us to save us, and it was done by the shedding of His blood. On that note, this morning you're talking about the child support, and I too am a single parent, a proud single parent. Not easy, but by the grace of God first, I'm able. And the thing that I was looking into, my daughter is now 15. I waited late to file the child support. However, what I was looking to, and I decided to be inspired to write a letter to the state or whatever, that as long as you can prove that the child is going to school, college, I think that not receiving the full child support that was awarded first, but I think as long as they're going to college, there should also be a continual support towards, especially for, not saying support for the mom or whatever, but however, support for like books or whatever in that aspect. Would you agree?
Well, I definitely understand what you're talking about. And when you have children in college, and college is no joke. I mean, the rates for colleges are just ridiculous nowadays. And basically, you kind of go into hock to go to school, and hopefully, because you've got this degree, be able to get a good job. It doesn't always work out that way, and then you've got to pay back that student loan, etc., so forth and so on. So it is good when there are two parents supporting a child. The only problem is when you're talking about qualifiers, and I agree that the parents, both parents, should be responsible for the total upbringing of the child. So that means includes their college education. However, I guess in a side note of how the world works and how things operate, if you do that, then that also changes some of the grants and benefits that the child could get because now there is an added income that gets to be attributed to their, I guess, net worth when colleges are looking at whether they can do scholarships or grants or loans and et cetera and so forth and so on. I know several people who normally you'd be considered poverty line, so to speak, but for some reason when you're going to college they haven't upgraded their numbers, and they still consider that being well, your family's wealthy enough to send you to college. And it's like, huh? Excuse me? What are you talking about? So it gets kind of complicated because of how our system is. But I agree with you in terms of the payment. It's just that it's kind of sticky, because then it becomes one of those things where it's a catch-22. You get the other parent to help out, but then your child may not really be able to qualify for some of the things that could help them to go to college. And when I say your child, I'm not talking specifically your child. Generally, you. Would not be able to go to college because they can't qualify for the things that they need to get, and therefore don't have enough funds or resources to be able to engage in college or engage in college full time. And that's why it's so critical that we have these scholarships and different funds, and even that we think about when we're electing politicians to get into office, that they really do care about people and not just their office.
Exactly. Because it's a book, one book alone, believe it or not, one book, sometimes when you look at it, is the total cost of the class that you're going to take.
Yeah, I mean,
of one book.
They can be kind of expensive, and then you have different ways that you can kind of get around it, like getting used books and different things like that. But it depends on your child. See, I hear people always say, we can get used books. Yeah, sometimes you can, but see, if your child is a certain type of learner, some of those used books have all these little notes and little distractions, so they need a new book. They don't need a used book, because some of the used books have not been taken care of or have been treated properly, etc., so forth and so on. So it becomes kind of one of those things again.
Like you said, I agree with you. It's a catch-20, but it's a need out there, believe it or not, because as soon as they turn 18, well, my thing is, if they can continue the health insurance for them to be, as long as they're in school for age 24, I think they can come up with something to continue to support. Maybe not the full required percentage amount, however, but something, because every little bit counts.
Yes, ma'am. I do agree with you. Every little bit does count. Now, as you were listening in, your situation is a little different from what I was talking about, but what are your thoughts in regards to, because one of the things I was talking about was the fact that child support was being required of people who were being sperm donors. So they weren't trying to be the parent. They were, but because something happened with the relationship with the people who were having the child or needed to have the child and have the in vitro, they now need to get assistance from the state or from the government, and the government's saying, well, we need to go back to the person who fathered the child and require them to pay child support. So what do you think about that? Do you think it's right that the person who, even though they fathered the child because the people wanted to have a baby, it wasn't like they were trying to be the daddy, they just helped the couple get...
But you know what? Is my opinion in stating that I don't... my opinion in saying that is that, okay, day one, if you know that it's not... There is no law to really back them on saying, okay, if anything, God forbid, anything should happen, okay, I am not held responsible for that. There is no law like that. There is none whatsoever, correct?
Well,
it's
part of the contract. It's part of the contract for when they do that, but sometimes when the government's trying to figure out where they're going to get the money from, they kind of absolve the contract.
There's not a stable contract. It's not really, because that contract can become null and void, correct?
Correct.
Therefore, it's not stable as the one, whereas if you're a secret sperm donor and you're just going to donate sperm, you are more protected. So therefore, you are with the knowledge and understanding, anything is possible. Only thing that is sure is salvation. Anything is possible. So, in my opinion, if anything is possible. Therefore, if it's even a grain of sand, something is possible to happen, and you can be held responsible. That's my opinion.
Okay. Well, we thank you. We thank you for that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot of sperm donors probably will think twice, or people who are trying to help out with sperm donation will.
Right, because it comes down to this, and I'm just going to say this. It comes down to this. No matter how you look at it, overshadow, whatever you want to look at it, God is first, and if God is not in the midst of anything, anything is possible. Have a blessed day and a happy new year.
Same to you, same to you. And where are you calling from?
The state of Florida.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We thank God for you. And we thank God for each and every one of you tuning into the broadcast. You are tuned into Guts, Gospel United Save, bringing you the information needed for transformation within South Florida and all over the world, a variety talk show with a Christian point of view, hoping that you will have the guts to tell somebody about Jesus. You can call in. You can share your thoughts, comments, point of view, ask for prayer, whatever you'd like to do. The number to call, 877-217-5375. That's 877-217-5375. It's a toll-free number in the continental United States. That's 877-217-5375. And we thank God for our caller, and we really are grateful to be able to share with you all information. Again, this is a variety talk show with a Christian point of view, hoping that you will have the guts to tell somebody about Jesus. I believe that we all have our responsibilities and our accountabilities, and we ought to be really careful. And that's why we should always be really careful what we do. Make sure, like she says, God is in it. Because if it's not the will of God, you're going to be finding yourself in some dire straits. You got to be in the will of God. Now, somebody said, why didn't she say permissive will or the other perfect will? Because I don't really believe in the permissive will. I'm sorry, and I hope I didn't bust anybody's theology, and you don't have to believe what I believe. I'm just telling you, I don't believe that there is a permissive will. It's just the will of God or not. You're either in his will or you're not. Just because he didn't strike you down dead, just because you aren't stricken with some illness or whatever, and just because he didn't punish you doesn't mean that you were in something that he permitted or allowed. Like he said, okay, well, no big deal, you go ahead. No. You're in his will or you're not. See, what you're talking about when you're saying permissive will is mercy. The mercy of God covers you when you're outside of his will. So when you're in his mercy, there's a possibility that God may not come to your rescue because he might just forsake you because you forsook him. Oh, I know. I'm messing with somebody's brain right about now and nobody believes God's going to forsake them because he said that I'll never leave you nor forsake you. But if you forsake him, what do you want him to do? He's not going to force himself on you. Little known secret, demons don't force themselves on you either. I know, I'm so messing up people's theology today. But you could call in, because if you think my theology is off, it is. I'm more than happy to have somebody help me out and straighten me up and help me to get this thing right so I can do it the right way. But the number to call, it's a toll-free number, 877-217-5375. That's 877-217-5375. Right about now, though, I need to hit a break. I got to hit a really hard break, but we're going to hit it anyway. And we do thank God for you all tuning into the broadcast. You're tuning in to Guts, Gospel United Save. I'm Nikki V, hoping you will have the guts to tell somebody about Jesus. By the way, Happy New Year.
This CJ Device. I want to know who will be the next winner of the free bounce house and DJ house party. Courtesy of Rhythm and Gospel and a Kick Zone in a lot of Hill Mall. And here it is. This week's winner, Church of God in Christ in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It was lots of fun, lots of music, and lots of bouncing. Playing the hottest music on the planet, R&G. So, who will be the next free bounce house winner and DJ? Make sure you get the number to text or email and say, we do. That's right, just call, text, or email, we do, and win your free bounce house party and DJ. So, who wants to be the next winner of the free bounce house party and DJ? Get connected, it could be you. Get connected, it could be you. Just text or call and say, we do at 404-333-8423. That's 404-333-8423. Just text "we do," your name, event, and contact information. The